You're listening to Talk the Bible, where we relate the Bible to current issues, because the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun.
Hello, welcome to Talk the Bible. Austin is my name. The Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. What the Bible means is that every issues, everything that we are seeing in our society, every kind of lifestyle that people are living today, none of them are strange to this earth. They are not strange to this earth. History just repeating itself again. Talking about history, today, I want to talk to you about knowledge. Knowledge. There are so many knowledge in our society today. As you know, knowledge is power. When you gain knowledge, you gain power. You gain influence over those that lack knowledge. So the question today is, what is knowledge? What is knowledge? Knowledge is the awareness or familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. According to Webster's dictionary, knowledge is the fact or condition of knowing someone, something with familiarity gained through experience or association. Based on these definitions, knowledge is not just something you go to school to obtain, or by just talking. Knowledge can only be obtained or gained by experience. By experience that you receive through situation or through relationship with someone or something, through familiarity, through thorough study of someone or something. So knowledge cannot just be gained by talking or by going to church or by going to school. You have to have an experience, and that experience can be your thorough study of someone, researching of someone, relating to someone or something, your familiarity, and those come by experience. So knowledge is very essential, it's very important to every human being, because anyone that gain knowledge gain power and gain influence over those that lack knowledge. In the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, God said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge will bring destruction to you. So whose knowledge did God talking about? God is talking about his knowledge, and he's talking about his people, those that he has chosen for himself or to himself. The children of Israel, those that God has called out of darkness to himself, and he saw the kind of life that they were living, and because of the lack of the knowledge of him, they are living a life of destruction. So God was so concerned, and he made the statement, he said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." The lack of knowledge that God was talking about is not because they don't recognize that there's God, but they lack the redemptive love of God, the redemptive love of God, and the spiritual principle of who he is, his standard. So they lack that. As a result of that, they were living a life of destruction. One might ask, how could people live a life of destruction? Because they lack the redemptive love of God or the spiritual principle of God. When people lack the redemptive love of God, lack who God is, they seem to create their own kind of lifestyle. The society, the people seems to create a life of personal opinion. Different opinion. People say, "This is how I want to live my life." This one say, "This is how I want to live my life." As a result of that, confusion comes and violence, and they begin to fight against themselves and destroy themselves. When people lack the knowledge of God, lack who God is, when people lack the redemptive love of God and the spiritual principle of God, the standard of God, the power of God, who God is to them, these are the things that happen in the society. One, they started to worship idol. They started to worship whatever they feel like. They can worship man. They can honor man. They can run after man. They worship idol. They worship animals. They worship tree. They begin to worship all kind of things. They worship the sun. They do all kind of things that feel good to them. That's why the Bible says that there is a way seems right to man, but at the end it leads to destruction and death. So because of the lack of the knowledge of God, people seem to worship idol. Immoralities take over the society. They live a life, they feel like whatever they think, however they want to live their life, they do it. Immorality, sexual immorality, all kind of immorality, orgies, you see all kind of things they run after. They don't have value for themselves anymore. They run after all kind of things, anything that seems good to them. Crimes and violence take over the society. Anger, rage, and bitterness is the symbol, become the symbol of the society. Demonic deception, you see all kind of, like I said, they worship all kind of things. You see demonic deception. Demon will come and deceive them. The devil will come and deceive them, and they begin to indulge in things that they're supposed not to do. They downgrade themselves, humiliate themselves. They do all kind of things to themselves. The devil will deceive them because of the lack of the knowledge of God. Fear take over the society. Depression and stress become the problem of the society. Racism and division. People say, this is me. We are more special than you. We are more. They treat one another in a very bad way. Division come. You see all kind of things happening in the society. Fight, war, confusion take over the society because of the lack of the knowledge of God. People might say, well, this does not affect me. It has nothing to do with me. Whatever the Bible says has nothing to do with me. That is the Bible days. Bible is the whole book. I don't know why people still following the Bible. Let's bring everything we talk to our society today. Look at our society. So many people lack the knowledge of God, especially those who call themselves Christian. They lack the knowledge of God. They have no clue of who God is. They recognize that there's God. They go to church. All they know about God, God loved them. God loved them. That's why He sent His only begotten Son to die for them. The sin of the past, the present, and the future. They talk about the grace. Grace is the license to commit sin today. And the body of Christ, that is what majority of them are doing. You will be surprised. People who sing in the choir, pastor who come to church to preach, they already commit sin, having sex with another man's wife, or have sex with a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever they call themselves, and they come to church and begin to preach Christ because they lack the knowledge of God. There are so many people who call themselves Christian today. They don't, like I said, they have no clue of who God is. They don't understand the redemptive love of God. The redemptive love of God, they have no clue of what it is. They have no clue of the spiritual principle, the standard of God. So they live their life whatever they feel like. They have been tossed here and there. Look at our society today. There was the younger generation today, they don't serve God. There was a study that came out, the Pew Research, whatever they call them. They came out with a study. They said that almost 40-something% of the generation today, the younger generation today, say they have nothing to do with God. Look at the lifestyle. People are worshiping idol today. There is this group called themselves vampire. See what they put on themselves, and some of you are running after them. Vampire. They downgrade themselves. They destroy themselves. They're trying to create horn on their forehead. Look at their back. Look at the way they destroy their life. There's another group called the Satanic Church. They worship the devil. They have their statue that they carry, the Baphomet, a goat head and human body. That is what they worship, and their life is in destruction because they don't know who God is. How can you put a goat head and a human body and say that is what you want to worship? Lack of the knowledge of God. Immorality has taken over our society. Sex is the symbol of our society today. Sex, orgies, all kind of sex. Go on the YouTube and see how people degrading themselves. They don't value themselves anymore. Crimes and violence has taken over. Anytime you turn on the TV or the radio, people are being killed. Innocent people are being killed. See, violence just take over our society. Anger, rage, and bitterness is the problem of our society today. Racism has taken over our society. Demonic deception, like I say, you see, watch TV. People have their own show today, psychic show. People go over there to trying to learn about their future. These are demonic deception. Just watch TV. You see so many programs about demonic today. Hollywood are one of them promoting demonic movie, demonic deception. Fear, depression, and stress. Oh man, you can't even talk about today. Antidepressive medicine is so expensive, and you can't even find it because that's what people depend on today. Even the Christians, they're running after that. Let me ask you, I know some of you will say, how dare you to begin to condemn? How dare you to tell people that they don't know God, they lack the knowledge of God? How dare you to be the one telling, who are you? Who do you think you are? Listen to me. We are living a life of opinion today because of the lack of the knowledge of God. Let me ask you as a Christian who are listening to me right now, do you have influence over people around you? Do you have the knowledge of God? Let me ask a question. This is how you're going to know. Has anybody ever come to you in your place of work, in your environment, in your among your friends, among people that you have come into contact with? Has any of them ever come to you and say, I have seen your life. I know how you are being passionate about this God. I know how you carry yourself. I remember when you were in trouble, when you were in facing difficulties, how you handle yourself, the kind of confidence, the faith that you have in this God. You were different from every other Christian that I've ever met in my life or knew in my life. Today I am going through something, because a lot of people are going through something today. Today I'm going through something. I want you to teach me, show me how I can be like you, how I can relate with this God. Show me this God, the God that give you confidence, that you have confidence in. Has anybody ever talked to you like that? Has anybody ever, because of your presence, your co-workers, friends who are not Christian, because you are in there with them, they cannot say a curse word because of your presence? Not because you were hammering them with your gospel. It's not because you are condemning them with the gospel every second, but because of your lifestyle, the way you live your life as a Christian. They see it because they saw that passionate that you have, and you can never have that passionate without the knowledge of God, without experiencing God, without relationship with Him. Has anybody ever asked you? Has anybody, friends, brother, sister, family, co-worker, student, because you are with them, they can't commit sin? They are not Christian. They can't do it. Your presence bring conviction to them because of the knowledge of God that you have. If you never experience all this, you lack the knowledge of God. If people look at you and say, don't mind him, don't mind her, he don't care, she don't care, and they see your life doesn't make any difference. Your life don't convict them. You lack the knowledge of God. Or you are that kind of person who hammer people. You will die and go to hell. The Bible says this condemnation. You lack the knowledge of God. Your life is supposed to speak. And it can only speak when you have the knowledge of God. When you gain the knowledge of God. And the knowledge of God can only be gained through experience. All or you are Christian, but you are running after yoga, but you think that by doing yoga, you will have some kind of freedom, peace in your life. You lack the knowledge of God, because freedom and peace can only come through the knowledge of God. Through the knowledge of God, not through yoga. I know that will offend some of you, because majority of Christians today are part of this yoga movement and demonic deception. Yoga is demonic deception. You might not agree with me because you lack the knowledge of God. Because when you know the knowledge of God, when you have the knowledge of God, you know that God is peace. God is the Prince of Peace. He's the only one that can give you peace, confidence, not yoga. So if you don't have everything that I'm saying as a Christian, if your life don't influence people, you lack the knowledge of God. To get the knowledge of God, you have to build a personal relationship with God. So I beg you, I advise you, I urge you as a Christian to trying to gain the knowledge of God, so that you can be able to change our society. Our society is in destruction. Your brother and your sister, our brothers and our sisters are in destruction for lack of the knowledge of God. If you say, well, I got what you're saying, I agree with you, but I don't know how I can do it. My church, my pastor don't even know. How could I really want to have the knowledge of God. Comment on this video, write us, subscribe. I pray that you enjoy this message. May the Lord bless you, and I will talk to you later.